We've had an incredible week of live streams, big reveals, some really cool pre-orders went up today. And yeah, it's been a great week. Today we had the Star Wars live stream, and this was one I was pretty excited about. In this awesome week, we've already got some killer best of 2025 standout reveals with that McFarlane Toys, DC Multiverse Nightwing, and Deathstroke the Terminator, the G.I. Joe Classified Series, All Striker. But today, we got something that might not just be the best of the year, it might be one of the favorite things I get. If big time, if fill up the screen with it, if I get it in my hands and add it to my collection, it might be one of my favorite sets that I'll ever own. Let's talk about that and all the other reveals from today's Star Wars live stream right now. What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles, welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Figure Files. My voice is just about gone. Today, we had field day, games with the students, games with the staff. I was undefeated on the moon balance against both students and staff, so big win for me. And today, I was looking forward to getting home, not to take a nap, but to watch this Star Wars live stream, and it absolutely did not disappoint. They started off with a really small offering, very small reveals from the Vintage Collection. And I was like, now you guys see what it feels like, where there's 2 Black Series reveals. And now here's 14 more figures from the Vintage Collection. That was not the case today. It was really awesome because they got a lot more Black Series, but the 2 reveals from the Vintage Collection were so sweet. I'm so jealous, envious, because they were so cool, and I absolutely must have them in my collection. It's just like, good grief. I wish we could get this kind of love for the Black Series. Let's take a look at the first reveal. This one I absolutely must get, especially since we're getting a whole lot more snow in my area now. Of course, I'm talking about this 4-pack of the Imperial Snow Troopers. And man, I could probably stand for having more snow troopers than we've seen in this picture here. I love those guys. I like their outfits are just such a fun variation of the cool regular stormtrooper. But man, I would army build the absolute mess out of these. And one thing that was really impressive, really cool was, hey, there's no wacky, hey, we've got some different colored snow troopers. It's a straight up basic army builder. I think this is going to sell like hotcakes because we don't have here's a wasted 4th one, and here's the 3 that we really need to build an army. You don't need a lieutenant snow trooper. All you've got right here are just these grunts, which is so awesome. I wish they would do that with every army builder set. I don't need a special, hey, this guy's in charge. Don't need it. I just want 4 figures. Man, how much would I want to see this in the Black Series collection? So much. Again, I would army build ridiculous amounts of these guys. You can see they've got the standard blaster. 2 of them have the longer ones. So it can have a little variation. It's kind of wonder if maybe they want to throw in that cannon that they use with the tripod to blast away the Millennium Falcon before it disappears. But this is nice. And I'm really like, oh man, you guys definitely win with this one. I got the press release from Hasbro, and this one is going to be $54.99. It's going to be a Pulse exclusive, but man, I'm so jealous of y'all for getting this one. This is really, really cool. Congratulations. Maybe we can get a 2-pack of these guys for the Black Series. Hopefully, we'll see that later on. Next up was this. They got a vehicle, and this is something that I would absolutely pay for. HasLab for the Black Series. It's Darth Vader in his TIE Advance, and this thing looks amazing. And I was like, oh man, I've got a TIE fighter from the First Order in the Black Series. It's big, it's massive. I don't really have a point for it because it's, First Order, not classic Empire. But oh wow, would I absolutely figure out space? I'd get it and worry about the space later if we could get this in the Black Series. Absolutely would pay this for HasLab or pay to get this as a HasLab because this is just awesome. What a cool thing. We've got so much in here. They packed it, of course. We've got our classic vintage Kenner style packaging. And this looks cool. And we included the Darth Vader figure for it. So it's not this thing of figure not shown. But no, he actually is with this deal. And they've included so much cool stuff. But this one I thought was really great. You can see they've got a battle damage separate wing. That's really cool. So I mean, just after watch out. I mean, we've got all this stuff right here, and this is really a fun piece here. Again, the vintage collection, the collectors really get some amazing stuff, and it's just like, oh man, if only. And this Darth Vader figure looks really cool, and they made a point to say, hey, you can take the robe off of him. This, I think, now this one, of course, not the lower portion, but they did also say, hey, you can fit in there, so don't you worry about it. So here's a look at Vader in there without the soft goods cape. And man, this looks straight out of Star Wars / New Hope. Man, this would be so really amazing to get for the Black Series. And I know it's probably not going to happen because the Black Series HasLabs just didn't sell. Oh man, that'd been great. Here's more looks at that Vader. And I think this is a really cool Darth Vader figure. I kind of feel like the latest New Hope one, that one that's always on pegs, doesn't look as cool as this figure, which really looks great. And they're actually doing something which I love. We've got the regular Darth Vader lit lightsaber, and then we've got the hilt that just attached to his belt. So we don't need to worry about trying to, oh no, am I gonna break this thing? It's all right there. That's cool. I wish they would do that with the Black Series figures because I'm always worried about breaking my lightsaber blade, swapping it out so I can have it just resting against the Jedi or Sith figures. So very cool. That's what we got from the vintage collection. Now let's move on to the Black Series, and they're killing it. More Jedi, please. This is one from Attack of the Clones, but she was absolutely important if you watch the Clone Wars. Barriss Offee, she's cool. She's got a soft goods, basically everything, and this makes sense for her. And this cloak and the hood setup, great. This is really nicely done. I think she's not quite using all the Asajj Ventress mold here because I think she might be a little bit shorter than Asajj. But look at the details on her belt, her torso, her top, the printing on her tattoos, her expression's perfect. And I just think they did a really nice job with this figure. And she is certainly one. And I'm like, we've got to have her in the line. She's so important. And so my face was turning blue, I thought, but now we're getting her. And this is great. Now, this is, of course, Jedi version of Barriss. Maybe we'll see another version later with a later tape from Clone Wars. But wow, I think they did a great job on the cape, on her robe, cape. This is really nicely done, and definitely wanted to get her. They made a point also to show her hanging out with her master, Luminara. That was really cool to see. So you can reenact that moment from Attack of the Clones. And you know, if you're setting up a display by movie, this is kind of a fun way to add her in there too. Just a really, really nice looking figure. So great job. Very excited about getting her. And give it up for the Black Series team. I've given them a lot of grief over the last few years, but I think lately they have really been doing some awesome work with character selection. Barriss is another really great example of that. They have really filled out the Jedi from the prequel ranks. There's still more to go, of course, but we're really starting to make some good progress and knocking more of those out. No more Jedi, but we do have another cool reveal that I was also impressed with. We got the Ronin from Star Wars Vision. So he's number one in this subset line. I like this cool shade of blue, a little bit of sky blue action going. You can see he's got the mural there, and this is a fully colored version. So, you know, if you've got your monochrome, your basic black version, that this one really looks cool. I think they did a nice job. I didn't watch this episode, of course, but I'm like, yo, this looks dope. And the best part, he's $24.99. So it's not like they're trying to jack up some crazy price again. They've released him several times, but I really like how this looks. This is a really sharp looking figure. And I guess all it took for me to get really hyped about it was how they've got all this color just popping. It's not so much, but it's just enough to really shine out and look good. They made a point to mention how his robe, which you can see has a nice flowing in the wind kind of deal, is made of a PVC material, so it's not too rigid. You can still get some really cool poses out of them. That is really good to see, of course, because you don't want to just have a figure with these plastic hard elements to it where it's just like, this is worthless. I can't do anything with this figure. So you can see they've got some really cool stuff. Everybody who was complaining about the classified series Budo having his sword on his right hip can be happy about it because the Ronin has it properly on his left hip. And here's another look at him holding his lightsaber. No problem there. That's really cool. I think this figure looks really good. I have no idea what I'm going to do with him, but I think he needs to get into the collection now because this figure looks so cool. Great job. More coming on the Star Wars front with the Clone Wars. We got the Jedi Temple Guard, and boy, this is a really sweet looking figure. Definitely got to get more than one here. Is two enough? Maybe three or four. The yellow lightsaber blade. That is cool. The whole tailoring of the outfit. This is such a well done figure. I mean, you can see the details on the gauntlets here, the Jedi Order logo on the soft. And this is soft goods. That looks really nicely done. And you can see here just all this immaculate detail. The head sculpt, whew, with the mask, very cool. I mean, this is what I'm talking about for the Black Series line. I mean, we're getting stuff from Clone Wars, and they're not shortchanging it. It really looks nice. I mean, look at this. Even if you didn't care about Clone Wars, I think this is the kind of figure that's just gonna be like, well, I can figure out something to do with it because it just looks too cool not to have an army build and just grab a whole bunch of these. But I think this one for sure, I'm gonna get at least two, maybe three or four. But yeah, this figure just looks too cool to just go, okay, all I needed was one. Nah, definitely need more than one here. And again, all three of those figures, regular price $24.99. I forgot to mention, let's go back to this real fast here with Darth Vader and his tie advance. We actually have the price point for it, so it's not a mystery when it's coming out. This one is going to be $140. Pre-order for this, like most of the things I've shown so far, June 16th at 1 p.m. I don't think 140 is a terrible price for it. Of course, that means a Black Series would probably be closer to 270. But again, I would really love a tie advance, really love a Darth Vader that would fit in it. So I'd pay it. But I don't think these prices are too bad. It's a good deal there. And happy to see that on that end. Now let's keep it rolling. I'm jumping ahead to some other stuff because I want to say the best for last, but they really jumped to October, celebrating my birthday month early with some new Halloween Black Series figures. And I think they really had some fun with these. We have the Dathomir Witch, and I mean, she's got classic orange and green Halloween colors, a little purple in the mix too. And she's fully green, and they're just using the Asajj body for it. But I think painting her green kind of makes her look so different. And the hat, I mean, they really went all out with this outfit. And the broom witch, so cool. I mean, it's just like, wow, the broom witch, the broom for her flying instrument of death. And I love this. This is really fun. I have not collected any of their holiday themed deals, but this Halloween series, really fun. And the hat is just like, man, it's perfect. Her green skin tone. She can hang out with She-Hulk and the Hulk while she's at it too. And she's got a Lothal cat as well. Just cool stuff. I mean, I don't mind them doing this kind of deal when we get other really great things. So hey, if you need to get some money back on these molds, I'm all for it because this is really fun, really nicely done here. There's some more on that deal. So we have, of course, this one makes a lot of sense as well, from the pages or the episodes of Ahsoka. It's the Night Trooper Halloween edition. This one is exclusive to Walmart. The Witch, Dathomir Witch, is exclusive to Amazon and fan channel retail. So of course, that's always a little bit more ambiguous. But this Night Trooper, Walmart exclusive. Hopefully, it won't be a big issue to track down. And I love the mummy wrap here. So they really went all out with the soft good elements to these figures. And I love the work here on the helmet where it's got some stitching, orange eyes, and this is just like, okay, this is wild. And this is probably the first time with the Halloween figures I'm like, yeah, I can see buying some of these because they're just fun. And of course, why are we collecting stuff if it's not fun? So good deal here on that. Next up, we have this one. This is another fun. And this one's a little bit cooler than the other ones. This is the Imperial Royal Guard. You can see it's got the full-on ghost deal. Ooh, that's cool. So we're really working in these soft good elements here. And this one is even cooler because there's a special bonus with this one. It has glow-in-the-dark deco. As you can tell from that helmet piece there. So here, why am I not showing that? See, this is the problem. We're trying to do stuff after being away for so long. Here's the glow in the dark elements, and that's fun. I'm a sucker, a huge sucker for well done glow in the dark elements, and I think this one definitely has that down. I'm trying to figure out, even if I didn't get the rest of these Halloween figures, how I can make sense of this. It's just like, yeah, let's get this. I even think the paint job on the mask or the helmet piece kind of works. I'm really digging this. This one is an exclusive to Target. So that should be a little bit easier to find. Maybe even get them on a discount once they start clearing everything out, making room for the Thanksgiving stuff. So again, the Dathomir Witch, Amazon, fan channel, retail, probably the easiest one to get. The Night Trooper, available only at Walmart. And Imperial Royal Guard is exclusive to Target. And no pre-orders for these three right away. Everything else is on the 16th. Now that I've done all of that build up and anticipation and hype, let's get to what really had me excited and hyped up. So hyped, my brother sent me a picture like, whoa, check this out. And it was so worth all of the checking out because, oh man, I did full on geek out. I actually took notes on this thing because I was like, wow, all the stuff I've been complaining and griping about for these two figures for the longest time finally got addressed with this set here. Let's talk about the Revenge of the Sith San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Boo set of Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi. And they made sure Tom and Brandon said these are totally retooled from the ground up, new figures, and you can see that they went through all the articulation. And I was so impressed because they were showing these figures can do poses from the movie that I thought were absolutely essential. And they can use this Obi-Wan as the base for so many Jedi going forward. Anakin, a little bit more restricted in that reuse capacity. But man, this Obi-Wan is so sweet in terms of reuse. Their head sculpts are really well done. It's funny because from this angle, I don't think the Anakin looks as much like Hayden Christensen as the figure did on hand when they were showing it off. But there's some other options for it. It's weird because the likeness live and in person look awesome. And great likeness for Ewan McGregor. Definitely an issue I had with the original takes on these two figures. They mentioned they didn't get to these. They've done them like archive figures after their initial release back in 2015, 2018, and they desperately needed to be redone. I mean, this is the climax of the prequel trilogy, and we had really mediocre figures for it. And they've done some great work with all the other Jedi and was like long overdue to finally get this set. And let's talk about the poses because I have been, yeah, hold on. Let's do this. Let's take a look at these alternate head sculpts. So Anakin's got a focus. Look at this. I mean, this looks like the young Sith doing his thing. And they also talked about, hey, they incorporated PVC materials with these figures. So getting all these cool poses is not going to interfere with anything because the outfit is going to move and be as flexible as you need it to be, as pliable as you need it to be. And the articulation breakdown, they've got ankle joints, they've got boot swivels, they've got a massive range on these butterfly shoulders. When they were showing the pictures, I was like, yes, I feel heard here. And I don't know if they ever watched this show, but I really felt like y'all did everything I've wanted with these figures. Here's what Obi-Wan looks like. And I mean, they were like, this is from the moment where it goes, you are my brother, Anakin. And it looks like it, right? Like the hair sculpt, it looks so good. I am like, yeah, y'all finally came through with this set. I am so all about this. And I'm going to have to spend more than I want to if I can't get it from Pulse. But I mean, I feel like most of the Pulse offerings have been available. So I'm not going to panic too much. But man, I am going to raise Mustafa if I can't get this set. Let's take a look at the articulation that I was raving about. I love the Darth Maul figure they put out. He is so much fun to pose. And I really desperately needed Hasbro to incorporate that same advanced articulation model for these two. Finally, I can get an Anakin Skywalker to put his arms behind his back in a more natural pose. It does not look janky this way. I mean, this is a big moment for the movie. It's like, man, Anakin is just so cold. He doesn't even need to face Obi-Wan while they're in the middle of this duel. And this is great. And I'm thinking it looks like there's enough range. It looks like this torso piece here is not going to impair his upward mobility with the arms. So hopefully I can get a really great overhead slashing motion too. So you can see in this photo, it looks a little bit closer. I don't know what happened with that first picture, but anyway, so you can see these guys look awesome. I am so excited about this. This is really cool. And here's something else to get me excited. Damn. We've got the behind the back and check it. I mean, this is like straight up from the moment in the movie. Now, they also made a super point to say they've got ball jointed wrists. Anakin's looks a slightly bit broken from this picture, but they've got some really solid posability here because they just said, we're going to fix everything. We're going to enhance and make this set just as good as you all wanted so you can pull this thing off. And you'll note here, Obi-Wan has the lightsaber blade motion thing going, and it's smaller than Anakin's. They've given us 3 different sizes for that swirling motion blade. They've got a small, medium, and large. I'm pretty sure Anakin has the largest one, but that's a really fun deal here. Actually getting some different lengths on that. Very cool. Let's take a look at some more of the photos of the figures. I think that's everything before we go into the, hey, this is why it's a Comic-Con exclusive. Oh, wait, let's not do that just yet. Let's talk about one other thing. Finally, force push hands. This is something that's been long overdue, and they can do this, and it looks so natural. Really cool. I mean, these are important elements to these 2 characters, maybe more so than anybody else in your Black Series collection, and they did an outstanding job with it. Shout out to Matt shooting the galaxy, shooting some incredible pictures of these figures. Check it out. I mean, the lava burst. Are you watching? Are you big enough fan of Revenge of the Sith to like exactly know this scene that's being reenacted here? This looks so good. Great job on that, Matt. And man, they're jockeying for lightsaber positions. It's time to go. Swing over to that other portion there. Really cool. Here's some more Mustafa action sequences. Look at that likeness. That's good. And we just haven't seen that with too many of these Hayden Christensen figures. This is really well done. And I'm just so excited to finally see an Anakin from Hasbro from Revenge of the Sith that matches up with the way he should have looked all along. And here's Obi-Wan, and we got an effect piece. I don't know if I've got a picture of that, but look at this. Like they're ready for it. And these pictures show off the figures so nicely. It's like, oh, wow. Look at what's all is possible here. And they were like, yeah, now this is probably the one area where it's like, okay, where if you miss out on this set, these are the parts you're going to miss out on because they're going to re-release Obi-Wan and Anakin, of course. But here's what makes this the Comic-Con exclusive. And it's just like, yeah, who cares? I'm going to have to find this one way or the other. It's these parts here. It's the base. This is the floating platform that Obi-Wan was on. And if you look here, it looks like we got some pegs here. So maybe they also have some foot post in here. So you can insert those 2 and pose them any way you'd like on here. But that is really cool. And you can see all the different colors on it. That's really, really nicely done. And I was like, that's cool, really nice. That is awesome. Great work. And then they're like, well, you didn't know Anakin had his own thing that he was on. And I was like, yeah, that would be another cool element. And here's the little droid running around, hovering on Mustafar, checking the scenes, seeing what's happening. Check out those telescopic eyes. And I was like, whoa, y'all included everything that I would have hoped you would have included with this set. So surely making a Comic-Con exclusive. And here you go. Anakin on the droid, and you can see this translucent red, orange, yellow lava base. Now it looks so good. And he's not the only one that has a lava base. Obi-Wan has one as well. And you can really fully do this scene here. And that's just really amazing. So you can see there's a lava pit that you can put underneath Obi-Wan's platform to really simulate this moment from the movies. And my favorite duel, and you get it all right here. And there's that lightning, that blast effect when the lightsabers ricochet and clash. This is such a well done set. I mean, wow. How often do we get this? I mean, sometimes we get these Comic Con exclusives from the Black Series, like, okay, whatever. That's fine. I don't have to have it. I've got to have this. This is a must have. There's absolutely no way, no how that I can't get this. And check it out. Somebody's got the higher ground, and somebody else is going to ignore it to his utter disbelief and dismay. I mean, this is him jumping onto the platform. Great. I mean, how many times did Matt watch this to get all these moments here? But this is cool. And a little bit of Photoshop so you can see that boost effect to keep these platforms elevated. That is just so well done. I mean, kudos all around. And here you go. This is the end for you, my master. I have failed you, Anakin. I have failed you. Oh, come on. Dope. There he is. They're clashing on this. I'm so sorry. I know I must be super obnoxious on that, but they're clashing on the platform, and then even got this moment where he's balancing. Come on, man, let's do it all. And that is really, really cool. Here's one more. And you can really see this is that moment there. They're just clashing, doing the thing one more time. Let's do that back in order. Great stuff. The Sith eyes look great. And here's Obi-Wan reacting, and I've got the high ground. And this just come on, this set is just incredible. I'm really impressed with everything they showed with it. And I know, of course, you read the comments. It's a San Diego Comic Con exclusive. Yes. Would we like it to be just something basic and simple to get on Pulse? Of course. But really, it has not been this thing of, oh man, they sold out as soon as they started. And it was weird because like I'm reading comments and I'm thinking, what sold out? What Comic Con exclusive sold out on the same day? I feel like that's something that Pulse, Mattel, had a really bad reputation for a few years ago, maybe like 10 years ago. But I think for the most part, that's been righted where it's not impossible to get these exclusives, at least on Pulse. I mean, sure, we've got some other stuff on Target's website, on Walmart's website. That's just hard and impossible to find. You get your sellouts, granted. I feel like for the most part, we have not had this issue with Comic Con exclusives in the past. Now, I'm sure this one is going to really test that because I feel like this is one everybody wants. Everybody who's a prequel fan absolutely want to have in their collection. And all those extras really make it special, make it so special where it's like, I've got to get this version. Yes, I can have a cool Anakin. I can have a really great Anakin and Obi-Wan, and I can do all the poses, but the platforms, the lava, the droids, come on. That's what really sets it up and makes it amazing and special. How much are you going to pay for this is a question. Well, how much would you pay for it? And again, speaking of exclusives that had like an extended shelf life, that Star Killer and the two Stormtroopers, that was on for a long time. You could even take advantage of those discounts when they had their big sales and get those figures. That set, that San Diego Comic Con exclusive. So it's not impossible. This one is going to retail for $109.99. Not cheap. That is $50, or a little bit more than $50 for each figure. And of course, I think people are going to go, that's too much. I'm not paying for it. And some of it is, well, you got to throw in all these costs for these figures and the exclusive packaging that no one wants and asks for. But I do think when you take a look at this platform that both of them are using, Anakin's and Obi-Wan's, I mean, Anakin's droid has some really great detail. It's not just like a basic bum looking robot. The platform for Obi-Wan has some really strong details and looks really good. We got those bases. We have two separate head sculpts for both of these guys, three different lightsaber in motion hilts. What else? Oh, yeah, these guys are completely built up from the ground up. And if this is the closest thing we'll get to maximum series figures from Star Wars, this is what I wanted to see. I wanted to be able to do this pose. I wanted to be able to hit this look for these guys. This is what I wanted. And them doing that, I'm not going to say, oh, well, I pay anything for it. But I feel like, people have been complaining about the Maximum Series Hulk, the Spider-Man. I feel like we're getting here a Maximum Series Anakin and a Maximum Series Obi-Wan. And 54 is what we're paying for or people bought them. That's what the price is for the Spider-Man and 69 for the Hulk, if I'm remembering that right. We've got that here. And I feel like we got really great figures. They've got good accessories. And of course, you got to pay a little for their licensing fee. But absolutely must get this. This is what I've wanted. So stoked to see it. What do you all think? How excited are you? Are you just mad and just, I can't believe this is a Comic-Con exclusive? I think we'll be okay. Maybe we'll all work together to help ensure that everybody who wants one can get one. But I definitely need to be one of those members because gotta get this. This is going to be such a cool keystone, cornerstone part of my Star Wars collection. Having the battle between the Jedi, the best friends, the brothers, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker on Mustafar. So let's get it. Good job, Hasbro Black Series team. Good job on the Vintage Collection squad as well for that 4-pack. There's Snow Troopers and Darth Vader's tie advance. Looking forward to it. What were your standout reveals from today's live stream? Let me know in the comments. And as always, thank you so much for watching. This episode of Lost Figure Files has been filed.